You like bad movies? Then let's check out this wretched monstrosity, Microwave Massacre. The premise of the movie is about a man who becomes a cannibal because of his wife's cooking. I don't know, it sounds stupid already, but is it really as bad as it sounds? Well, it sure sounds like it. According to IMDb, fed up with his wife's bad cooking, Donald kills her and turns to cannibalism to satisfy his appetite. Yeah, you think he's gonna be garbage? Yeah, she says it is. If you like what I do, then consider subscribing and let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this pile of filth? You can also follow me on Instagram for all the updates to what I do. I am also on Fiverr, offering services for all your audio and video production needs, including film and YouTube video editing and music production. For some trivia from IMDb, Rodney Dangerfield was considered for the role of Donald, but his asking salary was too high. I feel like that happens in a lot of movies. The movie is from 1979, and you can definitely see that in every scene, so the fact that it's from the 70s adds a certain charm to it, a style that you don't really see in many bad movies these days. However, that doesn't do enough to save this wretched abomination. The movie begins with Donald, who's a construction worker, is the most insufferable person you have ever met. He hates his wife, and goes drinking with his co-workers at the local bar every day to avoid going home and eating his wife's cooking. He hates her cooking so much that he fantasizes about killing her. He's such an insufferable pile of garbage that I feel sorry for the wife. She cooks, tends to the house, and goes out of her way for him, only for Donald to sabotage her cooking and insult her at every turn. What? Look at that big stain on the sofa! They couldn't have gotten a different sofa? They couldn't have at least have cleaned the stain from there? And why are we holding on to this shot for so long? I didn't pause it, it actually is like this. I don't know, your protagonist is supposed to be likable, but this guy just sucks. Anyways, one night Donald got into an argument with her, and he did end up actually killing her, and he put her body in the microwave. It's a bigger microwave than normal. The next morning he woke up and he was met with surprise when he found her body in the microwave. I guess he forgot he put her there? Probably because he only has 2 brain cells.
It's in the microwave?
So he goes around telling everybody they got separated, but he really wrapped her body parts in foil and put it in the fridge. One night, he accidentally eats part of her hand, and he likes it, I guess. So he then begins cooking those parts and eating it and giving it to his friends. I don't know. Afterwards, he begins to pick up women from all over town, and after having sex with them, he eats them. And I don't mean like that, I mean eat like in a sandwich with mayonnaise, what actually happens in this movie. Later, he has a mild heart attack, and he gets a pacemaker put in. A few days later, the sister-in-law comes to see May, Donald's wife, but he ties her up and puts her in the closet. Later, Donald is at his house when he is cooking, when all of a sudden he dies, and he is discovered by friends that not only finds out he's dead, but also has been serving them human meat because they find it in the microwave. At the end of the movie, the house is being sold and we see people moving things and inspecting the house. 2 repairmen are looking at the microwave, and they say that it was wired wrong, and that this machine could have been dangerous to anybody with the pacemaker. So in the end, the microwave killed Donald. I thought it was going to be about a killer microwave, kind of like Killer Sofa. In that movie, the sofa is the killer. But no, it's about a construction worker who is the most unlikable character ever, with absolutely no redeemable traits whatsoever, who uses the microwave. This movie is so stupid, And not only is it stupid, it's just bad. It's just full of stupid, cringy, cheesy, dumb, old jokes that are so tired and worn out, I don't even know why they were even funny in the first place. This movie is... mierda. Why do I do this to myself? Because I love it. I'm a masochist and I live for the pain. Oh yeah. I need some tea, at least a little bit more. let's get this over with. Ridiculous bad movies don't have to be fully bad. It can be outrageous, sure, like Killer Sofa or Killer Cart, but made technically well and has decent acting and writing. In a somewhat example, Godzilla Minus One is more about the drama with the humans, with Godzilla being a part of the story but not the only part. So yes, it is a monster movie, but it's almost that second and first a drama. You can have a ridiculous horror or black comedy movie that is well made while still being ridiculous, but this is not it. This is just bad. It goes for cheap junk boomer humor that is not humorous. The "oh, I hate my wife" trope is so old. What was even funny about that? Even back then, you hate your wife? Why did you even get married? I just never understood that. Stupido. And there was a lot of nudity, which is not a problem. I'm no Puritan, far from it. But here it's used stupidly and for low effort shock value. The filmmakers couldn't think of anything to make this boring movie more exciting, so they decided to do this instead. It's such an old and tired trick. It's the equivalent of the lazy writing technique of having someone pull out a gun to create drama instead of building drama through the actions and the dialogue of the characters, the environment, and the writing. But no, this movie does none of that. It's just bad. This movie is just a double D, as in dog diarrhea. On the cover of the 2006 DVD, it said it was the worst horror movie ever, and I have to agree with it. The movie has many issues, sure. The dialogue is trash, as well as the direction, even the music. And don't get me started on the acting. It's fantastic, only rivaled with Citizen Kane. But the main issues here are the story/writing and the pacing. The story's catalyst doesn't even start until almost halfway through the movie. The catalyst is the event that changes the course of the movie, and happens before the end of the first act. In Star Wars A New Hope, it is when Luke finds the message in R2-D2. It then leads him to Obi-Wan, who asks him to join the rebellion. Then, we have the end of Act 1, which solidifies Luke's decision to join Obi-Wan. But that happens usually at most a third in. But here, it's halfway into the movie! So much the movie can be cut out, and it wouldn't even make any difference at all whatsoever on the story. And that's the other thing, the story. What's the goal? Where is the story heading? The story is not heading towards anything or anywhere. It's just a collection of events until the movie ends. In a movie like this, adding an element of pressure, a ticking clock, would raise the stakes and would add so much more tension, such as a detective investigating the murders and getting close to finding out it was him. The movie is more like a black comedy, not really horror, but it's not funny either. The dialogue is all cringe, and the only funny parts really would be the scenes with the cheap, bad special effects. After calculating all the points on a scale from 0 to -10, 0 being the most boring, most unwatchable bad movie, to -10 being the best, most fun, most entertaining bad movie, like The Room, I would say this movie is a -4.25. Not fun bad, but not bad bad, just mediocre. This movie drags, with cringy and tired jokes. It's just a load of rubbish. I would avoid it. Sure, there are some good parts, but I wouldn't watch it again. Overall, to me, it's just skippable. And it could have balanced both the horror and the comedy, cheesy aspects of it better. Instead, it's just kind of lackluster in both categories, so I don't really recommend it. There are better bad movie options. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. If you want to support the channel even more, visit me on Patreon.